So this was a pretty difficult deck to make. I had to search for all the Jade cards and click on those so they would go in the deck. And then when I scrolled through the Druid class, I had to click on all the broken Druid cards so they would end up in the deck. And then I had to remember how good Azure Drake and Arcane Giant are in Druid. And then from there I had 2 spots left, so I went for an Auctioneer and a Feral Rage. I'd say it took me at least 3, maybe 4 minutes to construct this deck. So let's go see if we can just play some big dudes.
My hammer burns with holy fire.
I must protect the wild.
I think I do keep Jade Blossom. Not sure if I keep Wrath. I'm expecting him to be an aggressive list. Wrath is pretty nice, but there are a lot of cards I'd rather have. Innervate, probably Jade Idol, Living Roots, Wild Growth. I was fully expecting a Buccaneer right there. Like I said, I'm expecting him to be aggressive, so I'm gonna make saplings here. Okay, well, I was wrong to assume that he would be aggressive. If I coin out the Jade Blossom here, I do lose the 1/1. Probably don't really care too much about that. But it only ramps me up to 4. And I do have to spend the coin, so it's not like I can even play anything next turn. So it's probably better to hold the coin and then just naturally play this on 3, go up to 5. It seems like he's probably playing the Anyfen deck. It'd be dope if he was playing the Don Honcho deck. Nope, just Anyfen. So I can coin the Jade Behemoth, coin Aya, Azure Drake, coin Living Roots to kill the 3/3. I think I like that route the most. I get to go ahead and cycle, which is always nice. And just keeping his garbage off the board is pretty nice too. Not really sure how to play this matchup. I do need to play it fast enough that I kill him before he draws all his Murloc garbage, but I can't overcommit into equality consecration clears.
Reporting for duty.
That being said, I don't have too much on the board right now, so I feel fine committing this guy. Do I care about this loot hoarder? I think I want to send this 4 damage to face. If I leave these 2 guys up, what's the worst that can happen? If he just has Consecration, he doesn't even kill either of my big minions. I guess it leaves my Jade Behemoth open to a true silver champion. So let's go ahead and clear that off the board. I think I'm pretty happy seeing an equality right there. Not so happy to see the Solemn Vigil follow up. But my deck can refuel the board pretty easily. So if he's hitting just like a couple of big minions, I don't feel bad about that. So I think Aya Blackpaw is the only play here. It's the only thing that does something significant on the board. Looks like he can kill Aya plus the 4/4. So that's one of each Murloc dead. I should try to keep track of that. I could play the 8/8 here, but it can always just get cheaper. So I think I like going for Azure Drake and Jade Blossom. Although the Azure Drake does die to the weapon. He does take 4 damage for it though. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer how poorly the Azure Drake lines up, but he does have to actually use his weapon. That's fine with me. I actually have lethal draws here. Oh, I played both Living Roots, really? Swipe is lethal. 8 on board, 8 in hand. That was a fun game.
Malfurion versus Garrosh. Victory or death. I must protect the
I have to expect that this is going to be a Pirate Warrior. Do I keep Wrath against Pirate Warrior? Probably. I think this is a pretty bad matchup for me. Do I play a turn 1 Raven Idol? What would I even be hoping for? Innervate would be good, Living Roots would be okay. Moonfire would actually be pretty good, probably. I think I like playing the Raven Idol here. I wouldn't do this against Control Warrior, but I'm pretty well convinced that he's an aggressive warrior. Just take the Healing Touch, might help me stabilize later on. If I Wild Growth here, I'm on 4 next turn, which can be Wrath this guy, Hero Power this guy. Or if I Wrath here, next turn I'll be on 3, I can Wild Growth. I won't have the mana to Hero Power down this guy. Either way, I hit 5 on the same turn for my Azure Drake. One way I get to kill this guy this turn, the other way I get to make sure that Patches dies. But if I leave this guy up this turn, he's probably going to play a weapon next turn. So I probably take more damage by leaving this guy up. But if all he does next turn is like play a Fiery War Axe, I can kill his whole board next turn with just Wrath Hero Power. I think I'm gonna go for the Wild Growth here. Seems like I'll take more immediate damage by leaving up the Buccaneer this turn, but it seems like I won't have a way to kill Patches if I take the other line of play. And if Patches just gets to attack every turn, then I'm going to die. Seems like I'm going to die anyway, though. I don't think Living Roots really makes any more sense than Hero Power here. Next turn might not even be Azure Drake. Might have to go like Healing Touch Living Roots or something. I could have played Living Roots for 1/1s there, but I would have taken the damage from the South Sea deckhand anyway. Just doesn't seem like it really would have paid off too well. If I Nourish for mana, I'm on 8 next turn, which could be like Jade Behemoth Hero Power. Doesn't really seem that great. It could also let me go Azure Drake Healing Touch. I could also just play Healing Touch this turn. Next turn could be Jade Behemoth. I think I'm actually just going to play Azure Drake here. It cycles me toward Wrath, cycles me toward... or Swipe is what I meant, but also Wrath. Cycles me toward Feral Rage, second Jade Behemoth, those are all pretty important cards. I'm gonna take a beating this turn, for sure. But I didn't really have a play that prevented him from punching me this turn. Azure Drake lines up pretty well against the 3/4.
blood and plunder. Trust the pirates.
Wow, he's playing South Sea Captain. That's not a common card in these decks. If I tried to go for like Living Roots on this guy, I leave up 14, so I'd die. I would have to go like Living Roots, Healing Touch, and then he just like punches me so low that it doesn't matter. If I play this guy, he has 6 health, blocks this, I take 10 damage next turn. So if I play this guy, he's 1 off. And it doesn't even really help me develop the board all that much. I guess it's the play though. Pretty sure there's not actually a line of play I could have taken this game to win. Maybe I could have played this Living Root for 1/1s instead of Hero Powering on one of these turns. So I can Living Roots this guy, leaves him with 7, 14 damage, Healing Touch doesn't save me. I mean, I guess I have to try to draw. Don't think I can actually draw into anything. I can Wrath this guy, I'm definitely just still dead though.
I concede. Well played. Malfurion versus Uther. I will fight with honor. I must protect the wild.
I think I pretty much hard mulligan for ramp. I'm assuming he's an aggressive paladin, so the swipe would have actually been pretty good. But I think having ramp into swipe is certainly much better than just having swipe. So I can go coin Wild Growth into Jade Blossom. I think that's a pretty good opener.
Reporting for duty.
I could hero power down that guy, but I think ramping is just so much more significant. My next turn is probably going to be fairly weak.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, I don't really have much of a play here, so I guess I'm just hero powering into that and playing Jade Idol. I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to make a 2-2 or shuffle it into my deck here. I think I like just making a 2-2. It gives me something on the board this turn, and it ramps up the Jade Golem from my Jade Behemoth next turn.
The end is coming.
That's kind of annoying.
Reporting for duty. For the wilds.
So if I let this go off, he's going to be on 5 mana, and his Solemn Vigil will cost 2, meaning he could play like double Solemn Vigil next turn. But if he just has 1 Solemn Vigil, it leaves him with 3 mana. There's not really that much of significance that he can do with 3 mana. I guess he could play like a Murloc War Leader. I think I'll take the 2 damage swing, rather than being concerned about a Solemn Vigil play.
Reporting for duty.
Looks like it paid off since he didn't have the Solemn Vigil. I could go for Fandral Living Roots here, but it just doesn't seem like that much value out of my Fandral. So I think I'll just play this big guy and pass.
The end is coming.
This Doomsayer I can deal with. If I really want to, anyway. Next turn I can go for Fandral Nourish, which is quite strong. Wonder if I should swipe this. Probably not really worth it. I should probably just Nourish this turn. Fandral Nourish is good, but the reason it's good is because it lets you make a tempo play while playing your Nourish. There's no point in like holding the Nourish. Yeah, I think I'll just kill the Doomsayer here. I'll hold on to the Raven Idol since I have Fandral in hand. Might be pretty good value. I could have used Living Roots on one of these 1/1s to protect my 3/6 from a True Silver champion, but I'm not sure how worth it that really is. It's effectively playing a 1-mana 3/1, and a 1-mana 3/1's not even that good.
Reporting for duty.
Alright, pretty passive turn from the opponent. Not that he's really trying to make tempo plays with that deck. I kind of want to go for Fandral Raven Idol here. Not sure if that's correct. What's my other play? Just Azure Drake. Hope I draw something relevant. Let's go for some guaranteed value. Do I play Beasts? I don't think I have any Beasts for this guy. Do I have any synergy for Idus Darkbane? Oh, I could take Mukla here and overdraw him. That's pretty dank, right? It might just be the best play, but it's certainly the dankest play. Oh yeah, I get another one. Mark of the Wild, I guess? Moonfire for lethal things? Oh, that's a really good card to have him overdraw. I could have played Living Roots there, but getting the 1/1s on the board just didn't really seem that good. I like the Mark of the Wild here, because he's probably playing Murloc stuff, and if I can get a taunt up, maybe it can make me not die. Seemed like the other cards were pretty unimpactful. And on the off chance that he's playing the Don Honcho deck, Mark of the Wild can completely shut him down. Alright, he's playing Murlocs. So he's down 1 Equality, 1 Pyro, 1 Consecration. And I believe this is the first Murloc. I'd feel kinda dumb if it wasn't, because I was talking about he might not be a Murloc deck. So if I want to play Arcane Giant, I can cycle my Wild Growth for free. Not really sure how worth it that is. Azure Drake is a pretty good card to play here. I think starting with Azure Drake is pretty nice. Barrel Rage might be okay later, but not really this turn. I probably want to Living Roots this guy. That leaves me with 4 mana. This guy is going to cost 5. So I can Innervate out the Giant if I want. I can also just play Jade Spirit. I think my guy is a 4/4. So I guess I will hold the Innervate and just play this guy instead. If I Innervated out the Wild Growth, my guy would still cost 2.
Put your faith in the light.
Do I have lethal here? I have double swipe Feral Rage Face, which is 14.
What?
And then I believe I can push 6 from my board, so not quite. This is probably still a swipe face turn. But I'll go ahead and start with the Azure Drake. Let's see, I'm going to be trading off these two guys, so it's probably good to play the Giant here. Which means I need to go Wild Growth Innervate, I believe. This is a pretty juicy equality clear for him, but it's not that easy for him to have a second equality clear since he's gone through one of each component. If I didn't play the Giant, he wouldn't really be forced to do much of anything. He could just go like Forbidden Healing Pass. Although maybe I'd be okay with that since I have so much damage in my hand. But even if he does a clear here, I have Aya to back it up, and she puts a lot of stats on the board.
Follow the rule.
Looks like he doesn't have a clear. Forbidden Healing though. So I have 5 on board. I believe my hand has 12, including my hero power. Would he have played an equality clear that turn if he had it? I guess not, he's pretty safe at that life total. So I'm not like super crazy about playing Aya here. Go ahead and cycle the Wrath, probably just use the Giant to deal the last 1 damage. I guess I will play Aya.
Time waits for no one.
Do I care about taking this 3 damage? I guess I'll use my face to clear. Because, like, normally this 1/8 Giant really wouldn't have that much value. But I can always slam a Mark of the Wild on it. I didn't want to do it this turn, because... Actually, maybe I should have done it that turn. I was a little bit scared of a clear, but since this guy would have Taunt, he couldn't Ashbringer into this. So he'd have to clear the Aya with a board clear, and then she would drop a 6/6, which the Ashbringer couldn't deal with. I would have had to use my Innervate, but at this point in the game, the Innervate's not really that important. I think I should have marked this guy up to a 3/10.
Let's move quickly. Tonight, a tale of glorious redemption. None may steal our secrets.
Alright, he should be dead here. Yeah, this is like way lethal.
For the wild.
I still had 3 more than that, so he was pretty dead.